This episode was about Lore being dramatic and thinking she was gonna die, and you were still the most dramatic person in this episode. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imai and this is BTV. BTV is a series on my channel where we watch an episode of a cartoon. No. Why do I keep getting that wrong? Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Imai and this is BTV. BTV is a series on my channel where we watch an episode of a TV show. It's been mostly cartoons, but we can switch it up if you want to while I put my makeup on. And I know what you're thinking. Are your eyebrows done? Are you finally gonna do makeup on the series on your channel where you watch an episode of a TV show while you put your makeup on? Yes, finally. I have to look back and see how long it's been. It's probably been a few months now. I mean, I haven't been the most consistent with posting, but it's definitely been a long time since I posted a BTV where I was actually doing my makeup. But that's because I have somewhere to go today. Today we are watching season 4, episode 2 of The Weekenders. The last time I did The Weekenders was a year ago for Valentine's Day, which is crazy because that doesn't feel like a year ago. But we watched the Valentine's Day episode a year ago, and I thought I'd bring it back. I am working on getting new shows. I know I said this in the last episode. I am working on new shows. It's just source material. Now that HBO and Paramount Plus have some of the best cartoons on it, they are trying to rip everything off the internet. So trust me, I'm gonna have a day where I sit, plan, and just find as many episodes. Oh my god. Find as many episodes of shows as I can, and we're gonna sit down and we're gonna, I'll be prepared with at least a month's worth of episodes because I'm trying to be more consistent here. All right, let's get started. So the episode begins and an ambulance is weaving in and out of traffic trying to get to the hospital, and inside the ambulance is the gang, Tish, Lore, Carver, and Tino, and they are on their way to the hospital because Lore had an accident during basketball and fractured her knee. Tino says that they let the other kids ride in the ambulance so Lore wouldn't freak out while her parents were on the way, but they're saying it appears that she has fractured her patella. The guy in the ambulance used to be a bouncer at a club, and today's his first day as a paramedic. But Tino makes it very, very clear that she's gonna be okay. They just need to do some x-rays and see what the extent of the injury is, but she's gonna be just fine. So back at home, we're at Lore's house. And she has her foot up on a bunch of pillows and she has a brace on her knee. And the gang is talking about how in a few days she's going to have surgery on her knee, which is just them drilling a hole in the knee and putting a camera in it just to see what's going on in there and how they need to fix it. Carver says his sister had this operation when she fell off her platform shoes, and she was up and running in 2 days and everything's gonna be fine, but Lore is convinced this is a death sentence for her, and her dad is kind of waiting on her hand and foot. Just a little context for the Weekenders. Lore has very many brothers. She's the only girl in a household full of brothers. It's kind of a running joke that she has so many brothers that there's never a number, like a definitive number of how many brothers she has. Yeah, she's the one of many, so I think he's giving her a little bit of the princess treatment. So the gang is trying to give her some reassuring words about her surgery because she is freaking the hell out. So Tino says, if you think about it, if there's an alien invasion on Sunday, you're gonna be the most safe person in the world because they're gonna have lasers, because they have to go in there and fuse whatever's going on in her leg with lasers. And Tish is kind of telling her these are very professional doctors, they can do this with their eyes closed, it'll be easy. And she's just playing out all these different scenarios in her head of an alien invasion and all the ways this could go wrong, and she is just freaking out. So the next day, Lore calls an emergency meeting at her house, and she says, I don't expect to live through this surgery, so I've written out a will. And everyone just starts laughing at her, and I'm like, I would laugh too, because I am this kind of dramatic. I don't think I would write out a will, but I would definitely joke around and be like, y'all, it is the last days of me. I would definitely joke about it, but I wouldn't sit down and write out a will for my friends. So of course her friends are like, you don't think this is a wee bit dramatic? And she's like, Well, things happen. So to her dad, she leaves her collection of really bad celebrity autographs, one of which says Michael Jordan. To her brothers, she leaves her life savings, which is just a pickle jar with half a pickle in it and a note that says, I owe you $8. Carver gets a skateboard and shoes that he already borrowed that he hasn't given back yet. And he says he can't even find them, but hey, it's lit when he does. So Tino gets her comic books and a teddy bear that he already apparently has cuddled and has taken a liking to. And then the rest of her stuff is going to a charity. And Tish gets nothing. Would I feel slighted? Yes, I would. So obviously Tish is upset by this and she makes up some excuse to leave, and then she runs out of the house. So Laura's like, you guys should go. I'm feeling weak. And Tina's like, Laura, all right, we're going. And then Carver eats the pickle that was in the jar that she left to her brothers. So Tino and Carver find Tish on the beach and they're like, what's good with you? What are you doing? And she's like, I have been betrayed by Laura. She didn't leave me anything in her will. And somehow, we have forgotten the fact that this girl's not actually dying. I mean, they're 10. They get a pass. But like, none of this matters. She's not dying. She's getting knee surgery. I mean, I understand feeling slighted, but at the same time, they're not getting anything either. No one's getting anything. She's not dying. And of course, the boys are being rational. Like, if she didn't leave you anything, there's probably a reason. Ask her. And she's like, no. Why not? Is my question. Why not? So Tish it's this day of Laura's surgery and Tish is in her room like a goddamn supervillain in the dark, ripping every single picture she has of Laura, taking her off of her speed dial, and sort of just eradicating Laura's entire existence from her life. I promise you, it's not that serious. She's ripping up physical pictures that she can't get back. Like, I need you to tell me one time it's ever been that serious over a fictional will that you will never, ever get anything in because she's not dying. So it's not a secret that Tish's family is from a different country. And I'm assuming Russia. I don't know that they ever truly say. I can't remember. I don't watch this show so often. But they're from a different country. And there's a running joke that whenever Tish's mom speaks, Tish has to correct her English. And I'm like, if you're correcting her English to tell her what she said, you know what she meant. Don't do that. Like, it's a baby grievance, but it's also like, you know what she meant. Shut up. But her mom is like, isn't Laura's surgery today? Aren't you supposed to be like on your way to the hospital? And she goes, no, I was betrayed. So her mom says that she should be at the hospital with Laura to tell her how she feels. But Tish is taking this as, I should go to the hospital right before her surgery and give her a piece of my mind. This is not about you, you little brat. Like, the kid has already been freaking out all week about her surgery to the point where she wrote a will, and you're gonna come in here and tell her off because in this fictional will where she's not dying, you don't get anything. In a will where she's not dying. So Laura's parents stepped out to check on her brothers because her brothers got kicked out of the hospital. So Tino and Carver are in the room with her trying to make her feel better about her surgery because she's freaking out. And they're saying like, you'll be okay, whatever. Tish is stomping in the hospital ready to give Laura a piece of her mind. And Laura's freaking out going into this operating room because she thinks she's really gonna die in there. So Tish stops and looks and goes. So Tish tells her like, no one would be sending you into surgery that's not safe on purpose. No one is sending you to your death. You're gonna be fine. And she goes, we'll be here for you when you get out of surgery. Even if you don't like me anymore, I will be here. And Laura's like, what? What do you mean don't like you anymore? She goes, yeah, well, you didn't leave me anything in the will, so I assumed you didn't like me. She goes, no, it's just all of my stuff is junk and you're a classy lady. I didn't have anything to give you. They have their chat and Tish apologizes to Laura, but Laura doesn't know Tish was talking all that shit. So if I was Laura, I'd be like, hold on, what are you apologizing for? Were you talking shit? So they wheel her into surgery. So she comes out of surgery and of course, she's fine, which literally anyone could have told you. And she's like, turns out the surgery was easy. Later days. Like, How is this whole episode about you being dramatic, but you're not even the most dramatic person in the episode? I put on the, oh my god, the Too Faced lip injection extreme. Oh my god, because I couldn't find any other clear lip gloss. I forgot how much this burned. Oh my god. How is this whole episode about you being dramatic, and you're not even the most dramatic one in here, and you thought you were gonna die? Like, Tish, this, first of all, even if Lore never, whatever, this is not about you. Tish, this is not about you. Like, who cares if in her fictional will she didn't leave you anything? No one's getting anything. We've established very on in the episode that she's not gonna die. She's not, like, we're hooting and hollering, making a big deal, but she's not dying. She's fine. Like, Tish, there have been very many, I went on a binge of The Weekenders, and there's episodes where Tish is just being too much for no reason. Dramatic! The dramatics. Like, I understand it would be hurtful, but to ignore this girl, rip her out of all of your pictures, and delete her from your speed dial, and you haven't even chatted with her? What? What made you think that that was anything rational? Like, come on, Tish. It's not that serious. Also, you're smart enough to know that this isn't serious. Like, I know you're 10. I keep saying they're 10, but I actually have no idea what grade they're in. I want to say they're in 5th grade. They're in 7th grade. They're old enough to know. At least she is. She's old enough and smart enough to know that this girl is not dying, and this will means nothing. Like, and I know cartoon logic, you gotta blah, 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 blah. I will never, ever, ever till the death of me stop calling out cartoon logic. My lips look pink and like reddish. I'm telling you right now, that's purely irritation. I only have on brown lip liner. I just used the same like as my bronzer, and clear lip gloss. Like, this pinky tint is because my lips are irritated. But yeah, I don't know what else to say besides that. Like, girly pop, you are doing far too much for far too little. Like, just a drama queen, and like I would be, it's rational that she's upset. I'm not saying she has no reason to be upset, even though this will is fake. No one's getting anything. Carver ate the nasty pickle. Like, no one's getting anything. Her, like, if you really think about it, her brother's got a 50-year-old half-eaten pickle and a note that says, "I owe you $8 from beyond the grave." Carver got some shoes that he already had in his possession, and a skateboard, which is kind of cool. The skateboard is cool. Tino got a teddy bear and something else. Like, this is not stuff you want, or like some card collection or something. This is not stuff you want. They all got junk, and like this all could have been solved with like, "Hey boo, why didn't you leave me anything? I didn't get anything. What's that about?" Like, but to drag it out like this, to like, it's rational to be upset, but to rip her up out of all of your physical pictures that you either need to, I doubt you're holding on to those disposable cameras, that you need to either get redeveloped or are just gone, or you have to sit and tape them back up depending on if they're in the trash already. Like, too much. Too much mess. And that's really all I have to say. This episode was about Lore being dramatic and thinking she was gonna die, and you were still the most dramatic person in this episode. And that's all I have to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know. Y'all already know how I am. I usually don't come back. I haven't come back in editing in a long time. But if I think of something else, you already know I'm gonna be posted up in my editing on my bed or in Panera or wherever with my extra thoughts that I haven't thought of earlier. But that's all. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please, like I say every single episode now, leave suggestions in the comments of shows you want me to watch. I know you guys want me to watch more As Told by Ginger, but there's only but so many episodes. If we want Beat TV to have some longevity, we gotta space them out. I have to count how many As Told by Ginger episodes I've already done, but I wouldn't be surprised if I've already done like 20, like, or upwards of 20. And that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.